Hey, and we're back. It's another motorcycle day here at Kruesi Originals. We are probably going to finish this thing today. The old Super Glide is the cheapest bike you could possibly build, the cheapest way you could possibly build it, and we've got most of the stuff done. The front wheel is on. Trent just put this on this morning. We got it back from Vapor Blasting, which it looks like it is brand new. That's a pretty amazing way to make a set of mags look really, really fresh, really, really nice, really, really all of a sudden. We're also working on the old M8 softail over there. We got a bunch of stuff that Thomas is picking up from Harley Davidson right now. We had to get all new controls for it because whoever put the handlebars on before just cut them and twisted them together and wrapped them in electrical tape, and you can't go cutting through an M8 fly-by-wire system or a CAN bus system like that and solder it together and twist it together, and it's just hack shit that you can't do that we're not going to put together that way. So we're getting new controls, new fly-by-wire, and new fork legs because the fork legs that he got, the PM ones that we showed you guys before, the inside diameter was wrong. They were machined incorrectly. He bought them off of eBay. That's probably why they were sold on eBay, because someone else bought them and saw that they were wrong, so they ripped him off. Shitty thing to do. But today, we're going to work on this guy, hopefully get it done. We got to pull the wiring harness back out. We got to pull the back end up, pull the wiring harness back out, fix whatever's going on weird with the blinker back here. It's getting power all the time for some strange reason. And then we're going to try and get the front end together on this dude so we can get this guy up on this lift so I can start tearing the exhaust and the primary apart so we can do the chain drive. We're converting it to mid controls and all that good stuff. There's a whole lot of stuff going on today, so stay tuned, like, subscribe, ring that bell, and don't go anywhere. Opening this box of weird shit that came from Taiwan. Oh my God, it's my fucking suspension! Apparently BC coils are made in Taiwan. What do you know? I did not think that was where they came from. Damn it, I just tore my motor apart last night too because I thought these were going to be here for like 3 to 6 weeks and they showed up super fast. That sucks. That really sucks, actually. It kind of really f***ed myself.
Usually how it goes.
God, wow, look at those. Those are fancy.
Yeah, those are dope. I'm on the clock. Let me get back to it.
So these are the Q25s.
Yep.
These are the right shocks. God damn, that's awesome. That's so awesome. BC Coil and Drift HQ went way out of their way to make this right and really came through super fast. That came in like a week and a half. Mm-hmm. Those are custom made too. So they said they're 3 to 6 weeks and I was like, oh man, come on. I waited 8 weeks for the last ones. They're like, that's not going to happen. We're going to get you. And they got me. And they got me quick. And I really thought they were going to take a lot longer, so let me show you what I did. I got all excited because I was like, well, I got 3 to 6 weeks, so let's pull this motor apart and let's make some power. So I pulled the intake manifold off. I have to fix the clutch job that I had done here in Phoenix. I got to fix the clutch job, the bleeder valve, and some shit that was f***ed up by the people that put my clutch in. And then I'm going to put a new intake manifold and some other crazy fancy shit in here from Holly Performance and MSD and Earls, and a bunch of cool people sent me a bunch of cool stuff. So I'm going to go over all that. I'll show you that. This is supposed to have like ported heads, which the heads look stock as a fornicator to me. I'm also going to pull the heads off, just put new head gaskets in them, probably some ARP studs, and like do all that stuff myself, because the shop that I bought this car from, everything that they said they've done to the car, they've done to the car, but it was all done really shitty. I want to probably go through and just do all the motor shit over again, because I don't really trust any of the things that they did, because I've had issues all the way up so far. So, and I think I've got a little bit of a head gasket leak, so when I start it, she's blowing a little bit of shit out of the exhaust. So I'm going to do head gaskets and stuff. I kind of want to put some heads on it, but I don't really know what heads to get, and I don't know what cams in this. They told me it was a GM hot cam, which that's nothing I have ever heard of before. It sounds like it's got a big-ass cam in it. It drives like it's got a big-ass cam in it, but I don't know what that is. If anybody does know or any information on GM cams, let me know. And if you got any ideas on some heads, anybody know what these heads are? Are they just stock LS1 heads? I believe these are cathedral heads. I don't know that much about this stuff. I need injectors too. Any injector suggestions? Because the injectors are just shit. And you can see there's a little bit of oil coming through and things like that. So I want to put like good head studs in them, and I want to put good head gaskets in here, and then maybe make a little more compression. I might mill the heads down a little bit. Anybody know how much I should? I don't know shit about building V8s. Or anything besides Harley motors, so Give me some comments down below. Please help me out with if there's any LS guys out there with any tips and suggestions. I also need to put a new steering rack in it. I've got, come this way, let me show you all the goodies I've got. I've got this monster MSD atomic intake manifold. This thing's gonna be pretty sick. I'm pretty excited about this. This is a Harley Sniper EFI 102 mil throttle body. I'm converting it to cable because the electronic throttle shit sucks. This will be a little better for drifting. She's gonna have that monstrosity on there. I also got some MSD billet fuel rails, a whole bunch of Earl's fancy fittings for all the fuel line to run fancy ass fuel line. I don't know how any of that shit works. I've got a Duets 3-core radiator with dual Duets fans. These are 3500 CFM fans, I do believe. I Duets believe is what they are. Oh man, I need help with this too, because this is other shit that I don't know what it is. This is a LS steam tube kit. What the hell is a steam tube kit, and where does any of this stuff go? We're sponsored by Earl's, Harley, and MSD, so they sent me all this stuff, but I don't know what it is or where it's supposed to go. So I'll take any help I can get. If, like I said, there's any LS guys down there, please let me know what that is, or give me some YouTube links or some kind of any information I can use to help me out put those things where those things are supposed to go. Come this way, I got a pile of other stuff too. I also got these bad boys. This is an Earl's oil cooler I'm gonna put in the car, and this is an Earl's power steering pump cooler. I've also got some sort of big fancy race power steering pump that I got from Harley that I can't remember the name of, but that's already in the car, because if you know anything about Corvettes or have drifted one, if you get them at any kind of RPM, the power steering pump just shits the bed and the steering locks up. That was something I found out gloriously pretty quick off. The new power steering pump, haven't had that problem at all. I've got a remote reservoir, a lot more fluid, and we're gonna have a big ass power steering cooler in there, which will be really nice. So all of these projects are going down because I thought my car was gonna be down for 3 to 6 weeks, so we tore all of that stuff out and we're gonna do all this, but I also have to get the car dyno tuned after that because it's going from like, just the throttle body change alone is gonna have to be dyno tuned. And I don't have a dyno appointment for a month and a half with Nick D is gonna tune it. Nick D is like the LS god when it comes to tuning, so might be a little forked. I'm gonna see what I can do. All this stuff is gonna be happening. It's gonna be happening fast, but we also got a lot of motorcycle stuff to do. So me and Trent are gonna gangbang these 2 motorcycles today, get as much of that done as we possibly can. Tomorrow, Despop Dennis has the day off, so he's coming through. He's a very good car mechanic. He's gonna come through and me and him are gonna attack the old Corvette out there, which I'll GoPro a bit of it and we'll do a little filming of that so you guys can see what's going on. Because I know we got some car fans out there. I know we got some car haters out there too, but how can you be hating on us for doing car shit? How can you not be into car shit if you're into motorcycle shit? How can you not be into everything combustion engine, man? Do you even know the internal workings of the combustion engine, man? I also got these fancy ass MSD ignition coils because all my coils were pretty shot too. So putting a bunch of new coils on, man, they come with new plugs. They got to be wired in and everything. Holy shit, I don't know where any of that goes. There is directions. Hopefully they're easy to read. A whole box of Earl's fittings like you would not believe. I even got Earl's fancy tools for putting the AN fittings together and a Earl's tool for cutting hose. And I've got an old school short shifter. If anybody wants this, you can have it. This came out of my car. It's a C5 short shifter. It's not a very good one. But if you're in Phoenix, come by the shop, you can have this. Just go, hey man, you still got that C5 short shifter? And I'll say, here you go, you can have it. I put a new one in. But I'm not shipping it, so don't ask. You gotta just come and get it. So I've got different fork legs. These are OEM 2017-16 Lowrider S Dyna fork legs. Not for an M8 softail, these are for a Dyna Lowrider S fork legs. They come in black, they are dual disc. They work on the same shit, 49mm is 49mm. This is the easiest way to convert it to a dual disc front end on an M8 Street Bob. We're gonna run these. I'm pretty sure the fender's not gonna bolt up. We might have to get a Dyna fender, which that's easy to do. They're pretty cheap. I'm just gonna put the shit all back together. I gotta put new seals in it again because of the shit that went down with the other fork legs. You don't ever want to reuse a seal, that's for damn sure. New seals, a little bit of lube on the inside of the seals. Actually a good amount is a good way to do it. You don't ever want to put a dry seal on a dry shaft. Work it over the top, nice and soft, nice and gingerly. Old retainer clip here. There's that guy. Now I'm going to clamp this dude in that. 12 ounces of Bell Ray fluid. This cartridge is all internally charged and all that stuff. This fluid is literally just to lubricate the bushings. A little bit of lube on that seal right there. I've already got some lube on her.
What am I doing? Pulling the wiring back out of this thing because there was a short to ground or something to ground giving the tail light constant power, which is probably why the battery was drained out of this thing when we got it. Getting the hands back in here and doing this all over again. Joyful. Yeah. Just enough to get this plug.
Gosh darn it, I ain't got no chrome caps. I want to put the old chrome beauty caps on these, which we do not ever run those. We normally just run the dust seal and call it good because I think it looks more performance than having that old man cap on there. But there's a lot of chrome on this bike, but I also don't have them and I don't want to wait any longer, and I really don't like the way they look, so I think we're just going to run it. A little protect all, make her look real flossy. Now that she's together though, I'm going to put her on the floor. Oh, feel the squish. That feels really good. All right, there's one down. What do you know? I'm gonna knock out this other side, get some stuff ready, and I'll get back to you. Okay, turn the power off, key off.
Key off.
No, we got nothing. Maybe the ignition is f***ed off and it ain't shutting itself off all the way sometimes. Keys off. So we got the wiring figured out because we had constant hot back here at the taillight when I went to wire it up in last time. And what it is the old ignition switch, which we pulled the harness out to check everything. Everything's good, but the ignition switch is it's just a little catchy. So we're gonna put some dry slide in it. It's literally just like, you just have to make sure and turn it. It has to like go back into the off position because it has just a little bit of a catch right there. It makes it feel like it's off, but it's not. Squirt a little dry slide in there right there, and then that thing should be buttery smooth. I'm just gonna put a little bit of cable lube in here. This is dry graphite. This works really good for keys in your doors, your house, your car, anything. I used it on the front door of the shop because that was being shitty. Feels pretty good. Beautiful. Problem averted. Fork legs are in. Not doing anything really exciting. Just gonna torque the old triple clamps there. Then I'm gonna assemble a really fancy Kruesi Originals Skynet wheel. Some really fancy Kruesi Originals North Star rotors. She gonna be fly. Whoops, wrong button. Wrong lever. This is a wider 19. This wheel is made for the 110 tire. 19 110. We run these in the 49 millimeter mid-glide front ends because it looks a little more width appropriate. You know what I'm saying? Man, gotta love a soft sidewall Shinko. Should make things easy. Time for some rotors. Ooh, I hope I have some fancy hardware. These are our rotors. These are our North Star rotors. They are thick. They are thick. They are tough. They do not warp. They're made out of some magic science. Believe in the science, okay? Believe the science. And they clock up beautifully with a set of North Star, or a set of Skynets, I mean. They actually match our North Star wheels, but our North Star wheels are just a 4-spoke version of these, so now it worked out nice. We were gonna make Skynet rotors, but it was just too busy. So the 4-spoke, I think, looks the best, because then you can see the wheel the most, as long as you believe the science. This torquing session is brought to you by Pfizer. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I really need to shave and get a haircut. But we're going to the Renaissance Festival this weekend, and I'm going in full costume, and all of us are. So I want to look, you know, as old worldly scruffy as possible. We're going in all Viking attire. It's gonna be great, but I'm not gonna shave or cut my hair until after that has happened. We were supposed to go last Saturday, but my forking costume didn't come in time. Pieces of my costume, like my cloak and a lot of my armor. But I'm pretty excited. But that's happening. But now it's time to put the wheel in. So this is a Drag Specialties axe hole kit. Comes with axe hole and spacers, chrome nut and washer. This is like 75 bucks for this kit. It's probably on our website. It's not. You can call the shop, talk to Thomas. No longer Trent. Now you can talk to Thomas. He's a pretty friendly guy. He's got a bit of a foreign accent. He'll help you out. We can get one out to you. Little anti-seize for later on down the road. Pretty much anti-seize never goes away. No matter how much you try and clean it, anti-seize never goes away. It's made out of like battery acid and some sort of weird metal dust. Somebody can tell me down below what it's made out of. Apparently, And this shit don't look like it's sitting in there real straight either. I wonder if a tree's bent. Something's goofy here. Stealth is a great exhaust, but getting to this back nut is a bitch. You got a stubby 1/2 inch wrench. On the Stealth, the O2 sensor port is like right in front of this back nut, and it's a real bitch. So you gotta get a short wrench and go from that side, and you can get to her pretty goodish. This big ass oil dipstick is becoming a problem. So we're having a bit of a dilemma. When our machinist made these wheels, he made them front and rear for a Lowrider S, which is different in small ways, but different. So that's kind of why this bike's been sitting for so long, because we had to wait for the right rear wheel to come in, because you can't fit a 180 in the back of a fucking Street Bob. So we had to have him make a new 16-inch 150 for the rear, which we have that. In the front, we always run these wider ones in the front, because like, look at it, it looks way better. But the hubs, I believe he has Lowrider S hubs on here instead of Street Bob hubs, which there's not much difference, but there is a difference. It is a 1/16 of an inch side to side per hub, so our shit is off. I'm double checking everything right now to make sure before I pull these hubs off and swap them out for a different set of hubs. That's not a problem, we can do that. We have all that shit here. Still a pain in the ass because I just put all this shit together. So I just want to make sure that everything is right before we move on. And it goes to show, when you order wheels, make sure you order the exact right shit. Make sure you're very clear with, when you say softail, you say Street Bob softail and not just generic softail, because there's several differences out there. And if you just order a set of softail wheels, you're most likely getting a set of Lowrider S wheels, because that is the most common shit out there. Or Fat Bob. Fat Bob is actually different all the way around as well. But this motherfucker is not it. So we're gonna call Jay, have him bring over a different set of hubs, or turn these hubs down real quick like, because my guess was right. He did set this up for a Lowrider S, which it happens. We're gonna remedy this real quick like. Basically just gotta run these over the machine shop and swap them out, and then we'll move on. Probably won't happen today because it's kind of the end of the day. So I'll probably start working on some hand controls and pulling some wiring and getting all the handlebar shit done. I need it on the wheel so I can get the goddamn thing on the lift and get it out of the way right here, because it's really in the way. As you can tell, everything is jammed up in the shop, that table full of parts behind you. I need this off here so I can move on to the next phase, but it is what it is. It's custom shit, happens. And it happened. This is the best part about like this day in the life format of how we're filming now, and kind of just, instead of just doing a build and it just being about that one project and just, we're doing this build, we're kind of just carrying you guys along for the ride of how things really happen in the shop. And you can see, like, people don't understand, like, when they drop a bike off at a shop, why is it taking so long? Because you don't understand that there's a lot of things that come along with it. Like, we were just putting mid controls on the Super Glide over here, and the rotor was hammered inside of it. So then we got to stop and order a rotor, so then that job gets stopped for a whole nother week. And then you move on to this job over here, to where you get to this point, you're like, well, shit, we got to change this now or machine this down. So then that gets stopped. And then you go back over to this job over here and you work on it till you get stopped. And then when you're doing like custom shit like this, it's, especially with Harleys, like it never really just lays out. Nothing ever just really works right. Especially when you're working on the old bikes like this, you're always going to run into just one thing after another. And it's just a good, I think this is just a good way for everyone at home to see like what it really takes and the time it really takes to build bikes like this, and why it takes that amount of time, and what the trials and tribulations of custom motorcycle building are. It's a lot of stop and go. A lot of stop and go. And then a lot of go and a lot of stop. But right now I'm gonna do some handlebar wiring. What's up? Oh, what's up with this dude?
The exhaust.
Let's take a look at that. And this guy, the exhaust isn't clearing the dipstick now, so because it's got some goofy ass aftermarket giant chrome dipstick in it that doesn't clear the exhaust, because this thing's about, you know, 1/8 of an inch bigger in diameter, which is everything when it comes to this type of shit. Put a fresh set of gaskets in the back of it. Try and get some clearance that way. Anti-seize all the threads on these studs really quick, and then we'll put it back on and kind of go from there.
Yeah, I'm gonna run the powder real quick and grab the crash bar and shit for that too. Tommy's getting the website dialed.
All right, we'll just step away from this. So there we go. Like I was just saying, now we're stopping here again because shit came up. We got to go get some parts for this that are at powder coat. Trent's going to go pick those up. and then we'll get back to this guy probably Thursday or when he gets back. It is only 1:30. He might make it back in time. What'd Jay say?